Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? ¿Qué pasa, mi Tony? What's up, Canton? Hello, Sabrina. Tocayo, we need one more subscriber. One more. Hey, Mohammed, how you doing? How are you guys? So I'm gonna give a few seconds for more people to join. Hola, Barbie. Hey, Andy. Hello, Sven. we we gotta fill the chat with balloons. Yeah. Hey, Joseph. Hello, Joseph. How are you guys? Oh, give me 1 second. Oh, sorry, my chair. In in some personal news, while we are waiting for more people, in more personal news, I'm moving out. Yeah, I don't like it, but uh, you know, happy wife, happy life. If you didn't know, guys, take note. This is the secret sauce for a healthy, happy, and long life. Happy wife, happy life. So we are moving out. Yeah, Mohammed. All right. So, guys, take a look. 400 subscribers. Yeah. Happy spouse, happy house. Yeah. Yeah, so we're moving out. It's gonna be like really close to my house because my wife she's a teacher, she's a teacher, so she's obsessed with this high quality, top of the rank schools, and we live here in the Houston greater area on Katy, Texas, and it's the schools where my kids go, they are nation rank. So they are top schools, and so she was looking for a different house to move to a different junior high, and she got it. She got it. So probably in the next weeks, you will see a lot more mess than usual. Probably I'm gonna take a few days early next month, so just for moving out. If you guys are close to Texas and you want to help, I need like a hundred hands because I have my wife, two daughters, and one little guy, my little Netito, and we have a ton of stuff. I don't know where this all this is coming from. We have like a 1,000 different Legos, and well, I don't know where this is coming from, but yeah. So if you are around and you want to help, welcome. I can offer free lessons, right? All right. Okay, guys. So 4 minutes into the hour. Let's get started here. So I was watching today. 401. Woohoo! All right. That's not an actual or real milestone. Probably 1,000 will be nice. Yeah. Which area are moving to? Same. I live in Katy, Texas. It's West Houston. So yeah, it's actually like 15 blocks away from here. Like very close. Happy Thursday! Finally, a good day to try. Yeah. Spy QQQ actually moving. I was kind of like forgetting how it looks, but now we have nice clean trends on both indices. Both indices. It was good. It was amazing, and we took the ride. We took the ride. Well, actually, I just got one ride because I took two trades today, and I took one loss on Tesla, but I got a very nice, huge win on Spy. I'll talk about my trades, but let's get started. Let's get started with Apple. So Apple, I'm gonna move this one here because that was a second chance here. So well, let take it away. All right. So Apple, as always, doing different stuff, doing unexpected things, going below the 200 key level. Why? Well, just because, innovation event and updated and funnier emojis are not are not enough for the innovation community. So it has been dropping, right? It has been dropping. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna bounce. I mean, it's it's the kind of things that I don't totally understand because I know they were they were expecting more on the innovation side, but guys, I mean, the market moves on value, and if they still are selling a ton of iPhones, iPads, and all that stuff, I don't care if if they go back to actual buttons. I mean, if they are still selling thousands and thousands of units and they are still getting uh, good profits and good revenue. I mean, I don't care if it's not brand new technology and everything. So on my long-term position, I'm still holding Apple. I have a bunch of Apple, so it's just I don't know. Uh, but on the day trading, we had this weakness here. I want look at this. I want to make this new exercise of zoom out, look left. What was happening yesterday? What was happening yesterday? Well, yesterday we had this huge drop here, consolidation on the post market, consolidation kind of the same range on the pre market, and then boom, it kept dropping here, it kept dropping here. So we had weakness here at the open. It tried to go for this 199.40 key level on the 15-minute chart. It failed, came back for this previous day close, kept falling. And then we had this kind of a break and retest of previous day low and pre-market low. So that was your signal for weakness here. And I know, this is two things. This is 9:40 early for my playbook. I know. I mean, I don't trade Apple. Don't trust Apple, guys. But I mean, if you were watching Apple and you were looking for more weakness here, well, this is your break and retest of pre-market low, previous day low, and it was below this 198.23. This is multiple touches on the daily chart. So you had this huge reaction with this huge candle wick to the upside, body below the pre-market low, body below the previous day low. So this is your best chance to enter into a position here. So if you enter into a position here, your risk will be at the top of these candles here, at the top of these candles here, and you should be aiming to at least a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. But I mean, here the easiest thing, and look at this reaction right at this point. What is this point? 197.50, right? So 197.50, why this 197.50 is important? Well, it's the strike psych number, kind of a round number. So that's why this is a very important area here. So look at this. This reaction is right to the T, right to the T. All right. So if you took this right to the downside, it was a slow green to the downside, but you actually had this 197.50 and this 197.50. It was a 122.8 risk reward ratio trade. Let me just go check this. Low of the day was a 1 to 1.5. Not bad. I mean, we are always looking for the 1 to 2, but 1 to 1.5. It was good, especially because I mean you were watching this price action here. So probably it will never come back to this area. And well, this was a very nice opportunity here. And do you remember I just deleted the other short position tool? Well, it was, hey Chris, how are you? Welcome. So the other thing that I was watching here is this break and retest, but now this 198.23. Let me go to Apple. 198.23. Let's go to the daily chart. 198.23. One touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, and look how many touches. So now you can see this is a strong multiple touches key level on the daily chart. So here we have our break and retest of this 198.23. So if you have something like this here, break and retest right here, break and retest right here, you open your position here, kind of the same thing, your risk at the top of this candle here, and you were looking for the 197.50. Well, it was 197.48. It's a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. 197.43. That's a key level on the 15-minute chart that came from, let me tell you, 197.43. It's the 2 weeks ago low. Yeah. So, all right. So take a look, guys. This is why it's important to be aware of previous highs and lows, right? Previous highs and lows. This is not magic. This is just previous highs and lows on the daily chart. So we call them external liquidity. So we aim for our internal liquidity, intraday price action for our entries, and we aim and target our external liquidity for our exits. So just I just want you to acknowledge that you understand that we look entries on internal liquidity and we aim for external liquidity for our exits. Just if you are on the same page, if you already knew this, or if this is new for you, just type on the chat yes or one or whatever you want to type on the chat. But I just want you to acknowledge this. We look for internal liquidity for entries and we aim to external liquidity for our exits and targets. All right. All right, Andreas, Barbie, Sabrina. Also, QQQ seems to be going up at that time of entry right here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, just what I told you, Sabrina. Apple is always doing its own thing. This is kind of the most divergent name if you compare to the indices. So yeah, Spy and QQQ had a green candle on your time of entry. Yeah, yeah, I know. So look how divergent is this. I mean, Spy QQQ making high of the day, making high of the day right here, making high of the day at the top of the ranges, and this thing is just going low and low and lower and lower and lower. So again, so this is what we call divergence. So this thing is just doing the opposite to the indices. And well, this is the second entry here. The first one, and I think the best one, was right here on the break and retest of pre-market low, previous day low. But this is also a very valid trade. The break and retest of this 198.23. The only thing here is that if you don't have this key level here that I show you on the daily chart, it will be very hard to actually enter here, right? Well, unless you were like drawing this key level, something like this, right? Something like this. Yeah. The, this was an order block from this downtrend. This is the, well, this is a huge green candle here. But anyways, I mean, this is yeah, look at this. This is a very neutral. This is a very neutral candle. But if you wanna say, okay, well, this is an order block here, maybe all the way here. This is an order block here. That's kind of the same thing. All right, so let's move to the next one. Yeah, yeah, Chris, I took two different trades. I took a loss in Tesla and I took a win on SPY. I will show you in a minute. AMD, all right. AMD here. Can you see this awful barcode uh, price action here? So this is the 5-minute opening range. This 120, 121.29 and 120.50. I don't know why I, these things move. Sorry, sorry about that. All right. So, but anyways, so this is the 5-minute opening range. So this is the previous day close. This is today's open. So this dotted or dash gray box is, this is the daily gap. So here, and I'm not saying this was like the best and nice entry here, but this was kind of the break and retest of the high of the day or previous high of the day, but also this previous day close here, 1-minute opening range here. So if you had an entry like here on this candle, look, I tried to identify this candle on the indices. So can you see this circle right there? So both SPY and QQQ, they were retesting this 601.96. That's a key level on the 15-minute chart, but also was the break and retest of the previous high of the day, right? And for QQQ was kind of the same thing. 533, 533 was a key level on the 15-minute chart, but also it was the break and retest of this previous high of the day. So here we had this break and retest with this higher high, higher low. Can you see? And this is something that we have been talking the whole week. All right, higher high. This is higher low. So here, this is higher high. And what we were expecting here, higher low, right? So we got our higher low right here on this previous day close, and what we were expecting here, well, higher high. All right. So if you guys open a position here, your risk will be right here at the top of the 1-minute opening range or the bottom of these retesting candles here, and you should be aiming to a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio trade. That right here, the pre-market high, right here, pre-market high was a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio trade. Can you see here? So if you go to the top of these candles here, it was a 1 to 2.5. So Chris took AMD. Okay, let me go to the Princess Jen. Princess Jen, welcome to our trade review. I was watching your comments on Discord. All right, which indicator is being used to create those levels? It's the Trader's Lab indicator. It's gonna be available on the next days. We are just debugging a few stuff here, something like these tags on a different on a different place. And this is an easy fix, but I mean we are just debugging the Trader's Lab indicator. It's gonna be awesome. And the good news is that it's gonna do this for you. You are gonna have your intraday key levels: pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day high, previous day low, and the 1 minute and the 5 minute opening range, high and low. So, and well, it's a combo. It has the different features, but for this session, this is the only thing that I'm using. But it's the Traders Lab indicator or tool, and it's gonna be available for the community on the next days. Just please be patient and wait for us a few days. It's 98% ready, but well, our coaches, they are super perfectionists and they always want to provide the most value, so they are polishing the very last final details. So okay, so well, that I hope I answered your question, Princess Jen. Rael, yeah. No. Chris, I took AMD 1049, 1049, 1049. All right, you were looking for continuation here, 1049 here, and what were the indices doing? Well, the indices were high of the day. They were high of the day. And yeah, two things. Two things, Chris. As you can see here, if if you had this 121.50, okay, I can take your idea. You were expecting some continuation here. I can take your idea here, like something like this, right? And risk at the bottom of this candle that broke. Yeah, but it was so close to pre-market high that I will be waiting better for the actual break, displacement, and retest of this pre-market high. Just because we are already here, and the just because we are already here, and the indices, they already rallied, and they were at high of the day. So look at this, right at this candle here, 1048, 1049, 1049, indices were at high of the day. So you also are at high of the day. You are also high of the day. So you should be waited a bit for a pullback. For a pullback into this level or into a previous level, but also with the indices, because as you can see here, AMD finally follow the indices with every move. Look at this, with every move AMD was following the indices. This is the pullback on QQQ. This is the second pullback on QQQ on previous week high, and then QQQ moved to the upside. AMD was breaking out here, consolidated here on AMD. So, but look at this. AMD was not was consolidating. I'm sorry. QQQ was consolidating a bit right here, and for some reason AMD just dropped after coming for this liquidity here on pre-market high. So I will, my recommendation for tomorrow, Chris, will be, if this already rallied, don't take immediate retest like here, especially if the indices are at high of the day. Wait for the pullback. Do you remember I told you, like, my playbook is waiting for the indices to show us some direction, then look for the names that are trending on the same direction, then look for the ones with the relative strength or relative weakness, and then look for the visually related key levels. So if we are expecting SPY to actually come here and retest this previous level, we should be waiting here for a retest to a different to a similar level, at least visually. I don't care if this is high of the day and this is just the 5 minute opening range, or Like here, this was the pre-market high, but right here, look at this. Right here, you are high of the day for AMD, and right here, you are high of the day for SPY and QQQ. So what are we expecting here? Okay, well, we are expecting here a pullback to this key level. Why this key level? Because this was high of the day. So you should be waiting for this to pull back. And when this pulls back, you will have your pullback here to where? Well, maybe this 121.50 or maybe this pre-market high if it, have some displacement here, but you should be waiting for the same move. So if you are waiting for the pullback here on the indices, you should be waiting for the pullback here. But if look at this, I mean you bought like a few cents below high of the day. You were here, this is 121.57 and high of the day it's 121.67. So you are 10 cents away of high of the day. So what are you aiming here? Were you aiming this 122.16? It was just too much after this rally, right? Because AMD doesn't move 10 points or I'm sorry, AMD doesn't move like 3 points straight from bottom low of the day to high of the day here. So you should be expecting a pullback here and then confirmation of the movement again to the upside. So for example, here, I mean, this will be something that I will take. Hey Neto, it didn't work. Yeah, I mean it didn't work, but this will be something that I will take. Why? Because with this pullback here, what the indices were doing, they actually pull back to this level. This level was the previous high of the day. I mean, if I move this here, this is previous high of the day. Break, retest here. Can you see? So break and retest here. So now that I have this pullback here, I will be expecting continuation to the upside. So here, right here, this 1059, I will be, okay, well, this is actually reacting here. We have two candles to the upside. Okay, well, now this is something that I'm interested. And I will be aiming here to high of the day, or let's say to the bodies here. This is a 1 to 2.6 risk reward ratio trade with a clear reaction on this key level. This key level was the first high of the day, previous day close, consolidation area here. This was support. First it was resistance, then break, retest, support. So this is important key level. So once we retested here, we have reaction to the upside here and indices pushing higher, I will be interested in taking a trade like right here, right here. Retest, reaction, retest, reaction, retest, reaction. So here I will be taking this trade to the upside. And well, it didn't work. Yes, it didn't work. But I was waiting for a similar reaction on the indices. So not sure if you are following me here, Chris. It was a little bit overextended. Yes. When a ticker makes a larger move like that without a huge amount of strength, do we need to wait for more displacement and then a pullback? Yeah, I mean, at least wait. If this thing is following the indices in the same direction and you see that every pullback on the indices is actually followed on this name, well, you can't buy at high of the day. You should be waiting for a pullback. So if the indices are waiting for this pullback here, well, you should be waiting for, look at this. This is 1059. So 1059 right here. So Neto, but it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work, but this is, I mean, this is more aligned to what we do, right? I have pre-market high at 129, 121.87. I don't know. For AMD? Well, I don't know. I mean, is it TradingView or on your broker? 12. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. And look at this. This is what I love of levels. Came here, multiple touches on the daily chart. Came here, rejected, went all the way down. What is this? This is the 5-minute opening range low. And it went all the way to where everything started, right? What's going on with AMD? I don't know. But okay, so let me go to the chat. Mm. Gabriel, market was hard to trade last couple days or last couple weeks, my friend. um, Chris, I fully understand that. You're very welcome. Trade station. I don't know, dude. I don't know, Joseph. I'm not sure what happened there. Dude, have you ever traded opposite the trend if the indices are moving up and the tech stock is moving down, similar to AMD? Yeah, yeah, I have done that, but it's just not what I preach now. I right now, I mean, and let me tell you, this. Right now, what I'm doing right now, this playbook that I share day in and day out, looking for a direction on the indices, looking for the names going on the same direction, looking for the ones with relative strength and relative weakness, looking for visually similar key levels for entry. This is working super nice for me. Upper 70s, lower 80s win rate, usually with something higher than 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. So what I am doing right now, I'm avoiding all the noise. I'm avoiding all other plays that I have with lower win rate and lower risk reward. I'm sticking to my edge. I'm sticking to my system. It has been working really nice for me. I've been making good money lately. So how do you say that? How do you Americans say don't fix what is not broken? So I'm not trying to do something different to what is actually working. And now I found, let me tell you something, that this is something I share on the performance coaching for the Traders Lab. You need to find your best winners and your best losers. So what is the environment around your best winners? Okay, for me is preparation, trading plans since the morning, refine key levels, and stick to my strategy, especially when taking my setups. So I'm not taking any, like any jump of break and retest of, oh, well, it broke and retest this candle here at the middle of nothing. No, no, no. I'm waiting for nice and clean setups on relevant key levels, and I'm aiming to external liquidity, and I'm sticking to my best performance. It's taking partials on key levels, taking partials on high or low of the day, taking like 25% of my position, then 50% of my position on my main target, and then I'm writing runners 25% of my position to to the next level. If I have a next level, or if I have a change of character, then I cut my position. So that's what it has been working really nice for me. So that's what I do. Hey Neto, but look at this. Look at this. Is bouncing really nice from here. Or look at this. Is rejecting really nice from here. Why don't you take this kind of retest of this? Well, because it doesn't fit my playbook. And this is something that you need to do, guys. You need to find your edge. You need to find the names that you like and the names that you know, and you need to find the setup that actually you feel comfortable with the risk, with the profit target, with with everything, so you can start, you can size accordingly to your level of confidence and with how well you know the market. So if you fit everything together, guys, I guarantee that you will be consistent and usually profitable. And I'm saying usually because you need to find out if you have an edge, if your strategy actually works, right? So don't be consistent doing something that is not proven. All right. So first, back test, forward test, whatever you want and like. And if you prove that that system is profitable, then you need to start repeating that day in, day out, the same way every day. All right. Can you show the QQQ trade you took? I took a SPY trade. I'm gonna show it at the end. Um, yeah. So sorry guys if you think I just talk too much. Don't hesitate to tell me on the chat like, hey Neto, chill, just continue with with the main topic. It's just sometimes I just like I just want to share what we are doing on the Traders Lab. If you ever have questions about the Traders Lab and how it works, and you will like to join, just throw me a line on Discord or ask me anywhere. I can experience share. I know. I'm the performance coach. I'm part of the staff, but I'm also student, so I can experience share my student side. And yeah, so if you ever need some information about that, just let me know. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Right, let's go to Amazon. Amazon, I told you guys I'm not touching Amazon unless we break this white box here. You want to see this white box? All right. So this white box here, it has been there for a century now, for ages now. So this is a supply demand flip zone on Amazon, and actually, no, that's the only thing. All right. So can you see it was resistance, resistance, break, retest, support, 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 break, retest, resistance, rejection, retest, resistance, and now resistance again. And so this is a very important area here. So for being honest, I don't want to even watch Amazon until we can, break this area here. So 218, wake me up when we hit 218. Not before, not before. So, but here, okay, well, for all the Amazon fans here, so we had this break and clean retest right here, right here. This is the 5 minute opening range, and I think this is no, this is not. Well, I was thinking on the 15 minute opening range, but no, this is the 5 minute opening range. Look at this candle here. This is a very nice candle. So we have one retest here, two retests here, three retests here, and then we have this hammer, right? It's a small body, long wick to the upside. I'm sorry, to the downside, going into this uh, order block on the 1 minute, but it's also the 1 minute and the 5 minute opening range. And what was happening on the indices, you know the drill, guys. So I have a circle right there. So SPY was respecting that trend line, QQQ was kind of respecting that trend line, and it was actually bouncing out of this 531.43, multiple touches, key level on the daily chart. So I really like this. I really like this. And if you take this position here, look at this. It's not on the retest. It's not on this candle here reacting. It's waiting for one candle. I'm zooming in. All right. Waiting for one candle here. And okay, well, the next one it's actually going up. All right. Let's take this. If you are taking this candle here, if you are taking this candle here, and you are aiming to, this is almost high of the day. Well, high of the day, it's a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. This previous day close, it's a 1 to 2.2 risk reward ratio trade. And look at this. If you were waiting for this to 1350, it was a 1 to 3.2. And why you should be holding this? Guys, you know the drill. Higher high, higher low, higher high. And this here, this is a higher low, right? So until we don't have a change of character or market structure continuation, you don't close your position, right? So you have here higher high, higher high, and then here it was a higher low here, higher low here. What is the indices doing? It's another retest of that trend line. It's another retest of the trend. But here, okay, well, here, okay, guys, Houston, we got a problem. So here we have now a lower high. So, and here it's a lower low. So this is your change of character, all right? So once you break this 212.89, this, you manage your position. All right, so do you guys have any question about how to manage your positions based on market structure? Based on market structure? Let me go to the chat. I didn't hear if you said the Traders Lab indicator is free or not. It's free. Well, it's not free, but if you are a Traders Lab member, you got it included on your membership. So it's free for Traders Lab members. If you are on Discord, you have 50% off. I still don't know. I don't know too much about the indicator. Please be patient and wait for instructions on the community. Our coaches are gonna explain everything and refund if you already paid. I mean, you will have the whole package of information on the community. Just please be patient. Um, Ricardo, hey Neto, I took the 21250 calls at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Nice. This is this same trade. And when Q also pushed above the 5-minute opening range, yeah, well, it was about to do it, but yes. Took first at 10:11 high of the day right here. Nice. And this is, yeah, this is a, yeah, this is already a 1 to 2 reward. And stop myself out 10:29. 10:29. 10:29. Right here. Well, it was very nice. Okay, so you had something like this. You had something like this, right? And you cross here 1029. Yeah, this one 1029. That's a perfect plan, Ricardo. That's a perfect plan. You got a very nice entry. You scale out super well here. And this is what Lauren calls the protect your assets line, something like this. Yeah, yeah, something like this. Something like this. Yeah, so this is a perfect trade management. This is a perfect trade management. However, you were not watching market structure because here, look at this. This was a low, a higher low. But if you were just trying to scalp it, that was a perfect plan. That was a perfect plan. Sabrina, would you stay in the trade all the way during the pullbacks around that area? Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's above the 5 minute opening range. It's chilling around this previous day low, pre-market high. So yeah, I mean, if you manage to stay late, oh, sorry, if you manage to stay later than Ricardo did, because he he had a plan, and this is something really nice. He had a plan. He had a plan. He had this trend line here. So okay, if we go below my trend line, I'm gonna cut my position. That's super valid. That was your plan. That was your plan. If you follow your plan, that's a huge win on my books. All right. Would you stay here? Well, it depends how much you trim here, right? If you trim like 50% your position, probably you did because it was almost 1 to 3 reward ratio trade here. If you trim something here, it was almost a 1 to 3 reward. So probably you trim like 50% of your position here. Would you stay here? Probably. Even here, probably I will say like, okay, well, if I have 50% of my position, let's trim 30% here, 30% here, and let me take 20 waiting for going to break even or actually going for the market structure to go upper, to go higher. But here, I mean, if the plan was okay, if this crosses my trend line, I'm out. I mean, it's not about the actual outcome of the trade. It's how well you perform and execute your plans. And that's the biggest win. All right? That's the biggest win. Um Chris, I took Amazon 1017. Why? 1017. Well, nice reaction on indices. And you were looking for something like this. This is the order block for the previous high of the day, 117. You said 117? Yes, you said 117 right here. Something like this. Risk at the where you had your risk. I would like to know where you had your risk. To here, previous day low, the bottom of this candle that broke the previous high of the day. No. I know what I did wrong through base off the answer you gave me for AMD. Yeah, I mean, look at this rally, right? And you are buying at high of the day. You are buying a high of the day. So what I will be waiting, more displacement here, Chris. More displacement here, and then a retest, and then the index is doing what they were doing, right? Pushing higher. But here, this is, look at this, you are buying a high of the day. So that will be my recommendation, and it's not the same for longs and shorts. Okay, when you are buying calls, I don't want to be this aggressive. I mean, because you are buying at high of the day. But when I'm buying puts, I don't care. I'm super aggressive with puts. First, because I'm very good at puts. I'm better at puts than calls. But that's my style. That's how I execute. That's my, you know, my style, my personality. So when I'm buying puts, I can buy at low of the day if I have, like if I have a plan. But here, Chris, uh, if you, well, not if you have been on my trade reviews almost every day or probably every day, and we have been talking about this white box on Amazon for weeks, for weeks. So I would not be interested on buying this high of the day, this close of this box, this close of this box. Why? Because it will be just like a, like a $1 move or something, and you will be risking to have, like a strong rejection like we have had in the past. Look at this. Came here, retested, boom, strong rejection. Let me go to others. Rejections here. Well, this rejection was from key levels. But look at this. Rejections, rejections, rejections. Yeah, this white box has been your enemy for weeks, 4 weeks. So I will not be buying at high of the day, this close of this white box, and also after this rally here. All right, after this rally here. All right, let me go to the other. If you were in the Amazon trade, would you have waited for the 1116 candle? 1116? Probably not. No, probably on on this change of character. I mean, we had here a lower high, so maybe on one of these candles. I will not be waiting for this because I know that once you get to this point here, you are gonna drop. You are gonna drop, right? Once you have identified that you have a lower high, you don't want to wait for this neckline or whatever you want to call it, because once you get to here, you're gonna drop. So I will be cutting my position somewhere around here on these first red candles. Is that clear, Rael? Hope my answer helps you. Flying trader. I got in the first 5 minute retest, but I sold two and got stopped out at 958 with long week. 958. All right. And you got, but you got like a breakout trade instead of a break and retest, right? Um, do you make a difference between a green hammer candle and a red one? If it's a if it's a hammer, if it's a hammer, I mean, like this one here, I don't care. Remember, guys, and this is something for all of you. If if you are watching candles, forget about the color of the candle. Forget about the color of the candle, and remember what it's behind the candle. It's this battle between buyers and sellers, or well, it's not a battle, but I mean, it's this interaction between buyers and sellers. So when you are watching candles, you need to identify what is happening there. What is happening there? You have a long lower wick. Well, what is it? What is this telling you? Despite the color of the candle, well, buyers stepping in, right? Buyers stepping in. You have a long wick to the upper side and a very small body, even if it's red or even if it's green. Well, what is happening there? Well, sellers stepping in. So don't get too tied to the color of your candles. It's way better if you understand what is actually happening behind the candle, right? Mr. Hans, I hope this helps you. Chris, Tyrese wanted to work right away with the strength. Okay. Fernando, what do you want displacement, especially when you're trading in the high of the day? Because I want to gauge my risk. All right? I want to gauge my risk. If I'm playing high of the day, I'm not playing break and retest. I'm playing the breakout. And that's fine. If that's in your plan, that's fine. But if you are playing the break and retest, I mean, you need to be aware that you may have like you did here a pullback, right? It's a pullback. Why? Because the price does not go on a straight line to the upside or to the downside. It always does these higher highs, higher lows, higher high. So if you understand the market structure, that's why you need to be aware of the kind of plays you are trying to do. If you are trading a breakout, I mean, and you see volume on high of the day, go for it. But if you are trading the break and retest, well, wait for the retest. Wait for the retest. I mean, it's just a different play, right? But if you cannot try to play breakouts with the break and retest rules or the other way around. All right. Uh, Makes sense. Thanks. You're very welcome. So my Amazon trade, you don't consider that a break and retest? No, I don't, because it was right at the high of the day. It was right at the high of the day. Do you watch volume bars? You know what, Chris? I don't. I'm not actively watching volume, as you can see here on my trading view, but I gotta confess that on my Webull, on my broker, I have a small chart. I have a small chart, and it does have the volume on, but I'm not actively watching. I'm not actively watching. I mean, when you have these breaks, when you have these breakouts, I'm kind of curious about it, and I go watch my broker. But it's not like I'm basing my trade management or my strategy out of volume. And this is volume profile. Actually, sometimes I like more the volume buy price. Do you know what volume buy price is, guys? Is this the volume on the price shelves? So this is volume depending of the price, and this is volume. This thing is volume depending on the time. So two different things, two very different things. And if you ask me, I prefer to watch volume by price when I'm trading instead of the volume profile. But that's just me. Again, don't take everything I say as a rule or something. Try your own stuff and look what actually works for you. Do you watch? Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. Nvidia. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. You see, I talk too much and you ask me a lot of questions, and I love it. But again, if you feel that I'm just, going on the branches instead of the main topic, just let me know. All right. Lauren sometimes trade the immediate retest without the normal displacement. This is, yeah, this is Neto's playbook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the thing with Lauren is that she has a plan. She has a different plan. So if she's planning, like a breakout or something, she can be more aggressive on her entries because she has a plan, right? But it she's trading something a bit different or with her own tweaks, right? With her own tweaks. Um, okay. So Nvidia, we have a few different key levels here. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. I'm sorry if you feel that I have like a bunch of lines. I need to actually work on it. But look at this. Well, it's it's because I have a bunch of gaps and other key levels on the daily chart. But if you go to the 15-minute chart, it's actually not that bad. All right. Actually, it's not bad at all. I have 7 lines. That's not too much. All right. So 144, no, 143.20 here. All right. 143.20 here. It was a key level from this Monday. Support, resistance, 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 support, 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 turn resistance, resistance, turn support. So do you see how important is this key level for the past days, at least this whole week? And where is this level coming from? High of the day on Friday. Pivot high on Thursday. Yeah, high of the day on Friday. So this key level is just coming from 3, 4, 5 days back, not too much. So, my blue lines are my previous highs and lows on the daily chart, and my white lines are key levels, relevant key levels on the 15-minute chart. All right. So here we have this 143.20 support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. And now we have this expansion and then consolidation. All right. So once we break this 143.20, 143.20 here, break displacement, guys, displacement, retest here, 958. And this 10 in the morning candle, what's going on? Strong reaction for this level, 143.20. What was what was going on the indices? 10 in the morning. All right, good reaction on QQQ. Uh, SPY just holding this trend line that we had, holding this trend line that we had. Previous week high. This is previous week high, chilling at 683. So strong reaction here. If you open your position here, guys, if you open your position here, you have first, if you were aiming to high of the day, it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward rated trade. If you were aiming to previous week high, 144, it was a 1 to 2.7 risk reward rated trade. But if you were aiming to where high of the day on Tuesday, relevant key level on the 15-minute chart, it was also a relevant key level on Monday, relevant key level yesterday. Can you see? Can you see here, guys? It's not magic. Key levels need to be extremely evident. Extremely evident. All right. So if you were aiming to this key level here, it was a 1, 2, almost 4 risk reward rated trade. Even if you enter on the candle closure here, you had your risk right here, the bottom of these candles here, and here it was a 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade, even if you enter on the candle closure here. Why? Because you still have a lot of room to high of the day. It's not a 1 to 2, but you have room here, guys. And depending on your entry, let's say you enter above the previous candle here, it's a 1 to 2.7. All right. So why didn't you take the Nvidia trade? Because I was greedy. I was wanting Tesla at the same time, and I usually don't have two trades at the same time. So I like this a lot. And let's take a look to this, guys. Let's take a look to this. Well, this is high of the day. This is high of the day. Now we are breaking this. We are breaking this. Baby displacement, very small displacement here. Very small displacement here. But we had this break and retest right here, 1027. And I want you to watch reaction on the indices. It's actually with a circle right here. Look at this, break and retest, previous high of the day, break and retest, previous high of the day, all right? And also key levels on the 15-minute chart, 601.96, 532.97, relevant key levels on the 15-minute chart. So this is a nice break and retest with relation or correlated to the indices. So if you enter into a position here, candle closure here, your risk at the bottom of these candles here, and now you need to be aiming to external liquidity. What is this? Previous day high. So previous day high, if you get this, it was a almost 1 to 5 risk reward ratio trade. So even if you had your risk at the bottom of this candle here, it was a 1 to 3.2 risk reward ratio trade, but this is just too much. Probably the bottom of this order block here, it was a 1 to 4.5 risk reward ratio trade. What it will be a 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 144, let's say 144.50. It was a 1 to 2.2 risk reward ratio trade, a few minutes. So this is nice. This is nice move. Why I wouldn't take this one here, guys? Why I wouldn't take this one here? I want to know your ideas. Why you wouldn't take this one here? Where's the displacement? There it is. There it is. It's a baby displacement, but there it is. That's what I say, baby displacement. Okay, close to the target. Yes, very close to the target, right? And what is this? Previous day high. So we said, look at this. This is something I like. When I start talking about a topic and later on the day, it actually works to keep explaining something. We take internal liquidity key levels for our entries and we aim for external liquidity as our targets. So right here, guys, right here, will you enter after hitting previous day high? After hitting previous day high? Probably not. Why not? Why? What do you want? What do you want here? Well, for me to take a trade here, I will need a break of previous day high and then a retest and confirmation of continuation to go to the next level, right? To go to the next level, right? Do you understand why? Because here, this was the target of the day. So if this name is really strong on the day, we need the break of the external liquidity for continuation. Break and retest of the external liquidity for continuation. What happened here? Well, we came here for this liquidity, and what happened? it went to the downside. It wants to go there. It wants to go there. But look at this. It right now, it's being the it's being the ceiling here. It's being the ceiling here. All right. This there is a lower low. This is a lower low. Yeah. Well, maybe here, right? Here is a lower low. Yeah, yeah. Right here, it's this is the change of character here. This is the change of character here. Look at this. Change of character or the block that was first your floor, now it's your ceiling. Now it's your ceiling. All right. So so what do you think about these guys? Do you understand why we use internal liquidity for our entries and we aim to external liquidity as our targets? So here the target is already done and orders start to sell off. Any questions here, guys? Any questions here? No? Okay, so let's go to this sad story about Tesla. So this is for you guys. This is so this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Which one do you think? Let's see if you know me, guys. Which one do you think I took? Which one do you think I took? I'm gonna start going with the mouse here, with the cursor here, so you can see how the indices were doing right here. All right, how the indices were doing right. Well, obviously I didn't take the number 4, right? Obviously I didn't take the number 4, but okay. So right here, 949, what was happening on the indices? High of the day. All right, right here, 1028, retest 1 minute opening range, retest 5 minute opening range, 1020, 1027. What was happening on the indices? Well, they were actually retesting previous week high on QQQ, 601.96 on SPY, and it failed. And then this one here, 11 in the morning. This is the best hint. 11 in the morning. 11 in the morning. 11 in the morning. What was happening here? Nice reaction on trend line on both indices. So why I will not take number 3? Why I will not take number 3? Too late. Yeah. All right. Yeah, too late on the day. All right. So let's skip this. All right. Between number 1 and number 2, I only took one. I only took one. What do you think I took today here? I, guys, I'm kind of loving this interaction, right? I really need to make these sessions more interactive because now I have you hooked here. Now I have you guessing and participating. Well, I took number 1. I took number 1. I really like how strong open Tesla here. It came for these 2 key levels on the 15-minute chart, rejected nicely this 5-minute opening range, then a second rejection of this or retest and rejection of this 1 minute and 5-minute opening range, and I was watching the breakout on both indices. I was watching the breakout on both indices, so I thought, well, this thing may be following the indices. So I took this trade right here, 327.35. I took 330 calls. I took 330 calls, and right here I was up like 8%, and I was really tempted to say like, well, let's take something here, but I didn't. So I was the top right here, 1002, 1002. This candle here. I was stopped right here. I had 14% loss or something. It was less than 15% loss here on 330 calls. 330 calls. So I took this, and then I was watching this recovery here, and I was like, man, come on, what the heck? What the heck? And then it failed again. I mean, it didn't go to my target. So I was looking, look at this. This is a 122.2. So maybe here, yeah. Oh, damn. Well, right here it was a 122 reward rate to trade. But, well, I didn't take this. I didn't take this. So I was watching this with this, like this, because market structure was doing good. I mean, I said, well, what happens? What happens? Oh, what happens? Why is not working? Okay, right. What happens if this fails? And it actually failed where it was expected. So I just chicken out on this, but because I entered into a spy trade. And let me tell you something, guys. I don't trade spy and QQQ unless it's like my revenge. When I fail on a tech name like this, like, okay, well, probabilities just didn't work. It's okay. I just go watch Spy and QQQ, looking for the trend, looking for the direction, and the trend was so obvious on Spy that I decided to take a trade on Spy. So, well, just to finish with this Tesla trade, do you see this is the actual same? This is the actual same long position tool every time, because this key level here, this 326 key level here, was strong today, right? Was strong today, but it didn't work until the fourth time. Well, actually, this actually kind of worked, but uh, yeah. So if you guys took a Tesla trade, let me know on the chat. Let me know on the chat. Tell me what you did. Uh, it's the 5 minutes break and retest, right? Yes, it is. Uh, I do this every session with the trades I take. I'll try. I'll try. Rael, both looks good based on the playbook. I know. It just again probabilities. Um, Mr. Hans took the same loss. A loss with Neto just hurts half so much. You know what? Let me tell you something, Mr. Hans. You need to get to the point where if you are stop out where you were supposed to be, that's a win on my books. That's a win on my books, because as you can see, my process is not about on how much I'm gonna win with this trade. It's about how much I take care of my downside. You can see here that something I highlight every time with every exercise is, where should I have my stop loss? So if you were stop out on your stop loss level, that's a win. That's a win because it could, it's Tesla. It can go to the 280 tomorrow, right? So if you are following a system with a risk management plan, with your trade management for for your profit targets or your goals here, whatever the outcome on this, it's irrelevant. What it's actually important is that you have a plan and you follow it. So right here, yes, it was a loss, but I took a second trade, risking the same amount and using the same strategy. And guess what? I ended making money today. Why? Because I'm sticking to my 1 to 2 reward ratio trades. Because I'm sticking to my strategy and I'm taking partials where I'm supposed to do. So if you follow your plan, there's there's only good news at the end. There's only good news at the end. Um, okay, Tony, you took number one and took the loss. Okay, Neto, of course, not part of your playbook, but what do you think? 935 entry? Well, 935, come on, man. Come on. What you were watching here? Look at this. Look at this. Okay. I'm gonna follow your idea. 935. What's this? There's nothing here. You are right in the middle of the 1 minute opening range. You are gonna end right at the middle of the 5 minute opening range. Why you will take a trade here? Because it's holding this pre-market high. I was watching and like it, but because of the upper weeks earlier, I didn't take. What do you think? Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's just too early. Too early on the day. Too early on the day. And yes, I like this reaction right about to open, but now, my friend, this is just too early in the session to be able to actually watch something here. I mean, go back test this and you will see. Well, I don't know. It better say, I will need to go back test and see if this is something that actually happens often. That, okay, well, it opened right above the pre-market high. Usually it holds and continues. Well, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know and I don't care because this is completely out of my playbook. I like to wait 10, 15 minutes for for my first play. Uh, Tony took the L like a champ. Good. Remember, guys. I mean, this is a thing of mindset. Your stop loss is not holding you. It's not holding you. Your stop loss is protecting you to be able to survive. All right. So it's a mindset shift. All right. Your stop loss is not holding you. It's not tying you. It's protecting you so you can keep playing. All right. So don't be afraid of taking your stop loss. All right. Um, Also, Neto, were you a bit conscious of how quickly the candles were dropping into the 5 minute open range, or number one? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still don't journal. I still don't journal, but I will need to go back and and play this and replay this because I actually don't remember really well how they were just, like, creating the candles. I don't remember if they were like just aggressively selling. I just remember that I wanted the the reaction here. So probably my ego, my plan, me wanting something, trying to guess, made me see something here. But I don't know. I mean, in my mind, indices were trying to break out on high of the day, and reclaiming this previous week high, reclaiming, where is it? This one. Reclaiming this previous day close. For me, it was like a good idea. I don't know. Well, again, I still need to journal this trade. But look at this. Look at this. This is why you have a stop loss, because this is Tesla, guys. This is Tesla. You can be right here, 332.50 at noon, and you can be here, 319, 1 hour later. 319, all right, 332 to 319, 13 points, like 3% or something, like, or 4%. A 4% drop on the underlying in 1 hour. What happened? I don't know. So that's why you have your stop loss and you take gracefully your losses. And I'm laughing because actually yesterday was, no, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, I was in San Antonio, Texas, and I actually met with two wonderful guys, two traders from the community, uh, Justin Murray and Rahul. They both live in San Antonio, and we met for a coffee. And we were talking about taking losses, and I was telling them, okay, well, you uh, lose small, you win small, you win big, or you are break even, and you don't have big losses. You need to learn to gracefully accept your losses and gracefully take your losses. And I know it sounds funny, but that's the way that you need to do it. All right. All right. Joseph, daily chart levels and open price. Okay. Andy, can we look at Microsoft next? Yes. Rael, do you want to hear about my spider? Well, it's right here, guys. I mean, it's right here. My entry, my exits. But yes, I'll talk about my my trade here. Okay, Microsoft. Microsoft. Okay, well, we have nice break and retest of high of the day, 5 minute opening range. 5 of the day, 5 minute opening range. So we have here, and what is happening right here? 10:30, 10:38, 10:40. Well, right here, huge reaction on both indices, and it took a few minutes. Look at this. It took a few minutes for Microsoft to actually catch up on that move to the upside. But once it took it, look at this. Okay, so let's talk about this entry here. Again, it's a break, displacement, and retest of high of the day, 5 minute opening range, 15-minute opening range. Okay? Okay. So we were holding this 5 minute, 15-minute opening range, and indices were pushing higher. Indices were pushing higher. So if you open your position here above all these candles here, above these all these candles here, and you have your risk below all these candles here, below these candles here, and you were aiming to here to this high of the day, it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. Just to this high of the day. Hey Neto, well, what about to this? What is it? Yeah, well, this is an order block here from high of the day. Okay, so what if I take just this to high of the day? Well, it was almost the 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade, but if you were aiming to this candle here, to this wick here, it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. But look at this. Look at this. Even if you tried, probably you couldn't sell anything until here, right? Until here, somewhere in this area. So this should be at least a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. All right, 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade. And what do you see here? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And what is this guy? What is this, guys? It's a higher low, even here, even here. It's a higher low. So you may be worried about this move here, but until you don't break this, you are fine. And here, what you had, look at this reaction here. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and this, well, this is just noise, right? This is just noise. This is your higher high. And look at this. Oh my gosh, what happened to Microsoft? What happened to Microsoft? All right. So, hey, I miss this one here. What if I can have something else? Well, let me tell you something. It's a personal thing. I don't like to trade on all-time highs. I don't know. It's you know these guys. I feel more comfortable trading to the downside, and I feel well trading to the upside. But when I don't have any reference for the upside because we are in all-time highs, it's just, and this is something related to my personality. I need key levels to manage my trade, because if I don't look at this, if I don't know where to actually try to cut this trade, or when to start taking partials, it's like I'm just driving crazy, and I don't know where to start trimming my position, and I start doing dumb things, dumb stuff. It's, you know, having other levels as a reference for my trims gives me peace. Gives me structure, gives me peace. I don't know. It's something with my personality. It's something with my personality. So, well, so this is the second chance here for a trade. This is the previous high of the day, break and retest. This is also the pre-market high, break and retest. And if you take your trade here, you may have, look at this, if you have your risk to the bottom of this candle here, I'm gonna take this out so you can watch here. All right. If you take your risk at the bottom of this candle here, and you were aiming to this high of the day, you have a 1 to, let's say it was a 1 to 2. Let me give it one more cent. Okay, right here. It's almost the same. 1 cent more. Okay, this is 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. Taking this risk here. But if you have something like, I want you to watch, where is this order block coming from? It's just the wick of this down closing candle on an uptrend. Okay, can you see here? It's just the wick. It's just the wick. All right. So if you have your risk right here to the bottom of this order block here, and you were aiming to this same high of the day, it was a 1 to 2.8 risk reward ratio trade. But look at this. Look at this, guys. This is, again, this is here. This is the higher highs, higher highs. Okay, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Where is this gonna end? Probably here. Yeah, now here's that. Here's the change of character, right? But do you see that if you actually enter here, there's no reason to be out of your trade until 2 in the afternoon? Can you see this? Or if you enter here, there's no reason to be out of this trade until 120, 130. Do you see that, guys? I want you to, once you are in a trade, I want you to stay focused and aware of market structure. When you are managing your trade, I want you guys to be aware of market structure so you can manage your trade like that. If you change of character, if you break a trend line, if I mean, you need to have a plan for your exits. But if you say, hey, you know what? I mean, if we hit 479, I'm fine. That's all for me. As you will see, I did on my spy trade, I'm gonna show you in a second. But I want you to stay connected to your trade. I want you to stay aware of what's going on around your position. So if market structure is holding, you should be holding your trade. You wait for the change of character. You wait for something, but you just, I don't want you guys selling just because. I don't want you guys selling just because. Look at this. Look at this. If you have this trend line here, you close your position 130. 130. But you needed to have this awareness, right? You needed to have this awareness of a trend line. Can you see? It's pretty obvious here. It's pretty. And actually, if I pull it from, nah, well, not that much, but almost. All right. Okay. So let me go to the chat. Let me go to the chat again. Uh, I saw Microsoft candle close 1040. 1040. Yeah, right here. 1040. Sold too fast. 1103. Well, that's still a nice move, Sven. How many contracts you had? If you have just like 1, 2, 3 contracts, that's fine. I mean, having a target, that's fine. Um, this daily review is gold. Thank you, Mr. Hans. What's the clock for the bottom left net? Well, I'm sorry, I forgot to take it away. Well, but let me tell you, I have this. Well, this is because I record my trading sessions. It's kind of my journal, and I have this this 10-minute timer. It once the market opens, I have this 10-minute timer, so I don't get the stress about what I should be doing, and usually I'm staying here the first 10 minutes. Usually I'm just staying here. Oh, yeah, the first 10 minutes. I'm just watching indices. And once I have a direction, once I have a trend, I then go to my watch list. Not before. I need my 10 minutes for I need my 10 minutes before going going to my watch list. So I'm gonna, and that's the timer. Let me take it out. All right, right here. Okay. Uh, uh, uh. Holding winners is always the most enjoyable part. Yes, great info. Not taking notes. Three contracts. Yeah, well, that's fine, Sven. I mean, it obviously it's harder to manage a trade with just a few contracts, but I mean, once you start, upsizing your positions, you need to be you need to have a plan. So for me, my plan is 25% of my position at high of the day or low of the day, 50% of my position on my first target or my main target, and I have 25% of my position to start trimming on the continuation. And I start like, okay, well, you will see in a minute, but I had my spy trade. I took 12 contracts and I trim three, then I trim five, and then I trim two and two or something like that. All right. So Microsoft. Okay. Okay. No one is watching any other thing. Guys, I'm going straight to this spy trade because it's 1 hour and 43 minutes. I'm sorry I'm taking this long for a simple explanation of trades today, but today we talk a lot about good stuff. Today we have a lot of good stuff. I hope you enjoyed today and spread the voice because more people here, more questions, and more content. All right. So what I was watching here on Spy, I was watching this break and retest of the 5 minute opening range and holding this trend line. So I enter here 10:06. Do you size up your position size depending on the quality of the setup? No, I'm always same size. Yeah, because the quality of the setup, I'm always looking A plus setup. I don't say like, oh well, today I'm taking anything that looks like, no, I'm always taking A plus setups. Right. Wine wine with Ilya. I like that name. I have trade with Neto, but wine with Ilya, I think it's better, right? It's more attractive. Yeah. So defining a clear direction for the indices. This is the playbook. This is the playbook. Okay. So I'm looking for a clear direction on the indices. Then I'm looking for the names that are moving on the same direction. Then I look for the ones with relative strength or relative weakness. And then I look for the ones with visual correlation on the key level. So if we are, like example, if we are waiting for this, like this, or okay, yes, here. If we are waiting for this break of this key level and then a retest here, so I'm looking for a name that needs to come back with this pullback. All right. So that's the visual correlation of key levels. That's what I mean. All right. Palmavera, I don't know how this channel came across my page, but very helpful. Thank you, Neto. Really? You are not in our community on our Discord? That's very nice. I think you are the first outsider, and we love outsiders here. All right. So I was telling you guys. So we break and retest this 5-minute opening range with this 5-minute opening range. And then we were holding this trend line. And as you can see, pre-market, pre-market, we open kind of a with momentum to the upside, good momentum to the upside. So we were holding here three different things, okay? Three different things, four different things. 5-minute opening range, 5-minute opening range, okay? Previous week high is this green line here. Pre-market high is this blue line here, and also this trend line here. So I really like this retest here, and I opened my position here, 10.06. I was already smoked on Tesla. So 10.06 here, and I took, I told you, I only took 12 contracts because of tomorrow's expiration, 602 calls. Tomorrow's expiration, 602 calls. I took 12 contracts here, and I trimmed my first 3 contracts right here on this push, and then I waited for this flag to actually break, and then I took 5 contracts right here, 5 contracts right here, 601.96, right? And then I like this break, and I took 2 more contracts here, 1023 around 602.40, 602.50, and then I took my last contract right here, 1037 on this push, and I just ran out of contracts. That was my whole trade on SPY. I usually don't hold too much my trades on SPY or QQQ, and as you can see, I'm always be selling into strength. So every big push, I was selling contracts, and that's something that you should be doing. I took SPY calls at 957, 957, 957, right here. Okay. Took scales 1016, nice on every push, and on 1054. Wow, you were holding a lot. You were holding a lot. You should have exited a bit earlier, 1037, 1037, right here. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a nice. Well, this is actually a nice, a nice place. It's just for me, the indices, they don't. I don't have anything to correlate the indices with, so I just try to identify my levels. For example, here I was looking for this 60250. This, I mean, this is I mean, this is probably a key level, but I was looking for the round psych number, right? So that's why I took partials here, and here it was 603. So again, round number, strike number, and this. So I'm just trying, when trading the indices, I'm just trying to sell into strength on the key levels. I don't wait for the reaction. I don't wait for the break and retest. I sell into strength because I don't know because I'm not afraid of indices. It's just I don't play them as aggressively as I do with the tech names. How did you decide to enter 1006 retest? Oh, well, I just explained. 5-minute opening range above pre-market high, above previous week high, and respecting this trend line. Those are all the reasons of my entry right here. And not before like 1004. Well, right here it was above these two key levels. My key levels were the same as yours, mainly whole numbers, external liquidity were way too far away. Yeah, 605.06 was just too far. Yeah, exactly. It was just too far. I mean, this move to 605 will be a 300% trade. Yeah, and this thing, I think right here I was like 35 or 40% on my contracts. So this trade, guys, this trade was kind of the same size than my Tesla trade, and in my Tesla trade I lost like a little bit below 15%, like 13 or 14%. But here, this trade on the overall, it was like 30 something percent. Like, because these contracts here were 30 something, these contracts here were 40 something, and these contracts here, both of them were around the 20%. So this trade here, because I'm always playing the 1 to 2 risk reward, took my losses back and give me stop. All right. So, guys, I'm not gonna hold you more. I'm very grateful about this session. I really like this session. How many people is right now? We are about around like 30 people, maybe. Yeah, something around 30 people. We have 402 subscribers. Yay! We need. I need a party. uh, Thank you very much, guys. I really love to share with you. If you have questions, do not hesitate to come with your questions ready, and we will go all over them. So thank you. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. All right? Bye.